Why is this state difficult to attain and maintain? It's simply because we are so wounded with so many insecurities and lack of self-worth. Self-worth, for me, comes from being connected to Source, being connected to that place that yogis talk about, that place of unlimited love. And with a lot of New Age jargon, it sounds very airy-fairy, and it sounds like some kind of blissed out state where nothing is the matter. And really, that's not what I find is true. I find that actually it's a place of being very real, very down to earth, very centered, very strong. And why it's difficult to attain, from my perspective and what I promote, is telling the truth and feeling your feelings. And it's very difficult for most people just to tell the truth. I don't have a religion. I don't have a path except for this, which is to try to tell the truth at the deepest level that I can all the time, and face the feelings and face my fears that I have about telling those truths. That's it. I used to be about 60 pounds heavier. I was 260 pounds at my heaviest. And through several years of taking this practice on, of telling the truth and feeling my feelings, through doing completion work with my parents and telling the truth, and just keep finding all these different layers and different ways of telling the truth or delivering withholds, things that I didn't tell the truth about in the past, and facing the feelings, the fear about telling the truth has freed me from eating a quart a night of ice cream, and from compulsively stuffing myself to feel love, and compulsively sleeping and checking out of life and avoiding life, and being a very fearful, frightened little boy. There is enough power and enough fear to confront in trying to tell the truth all the time and looking at the ways that we're not telling the truth, that could take you on a whole lifetime of growth and expansion and strength. So every path that I've come across, every course that I've done, self-help course, seminar, whatever, for me, that's what I've distilled as the bottom line, is telling the truth and feeling feelings. And in that I have found a lot of freedom. I have found freedom from compulsively overeating, and I've lost 60 pounds without diet or exercise, and I don't have any more attention on food. I don't have any more attention on exercise, or am I doing enough, or am I eating too much. Inside there has been a change, and it all stems from some form of regathering my worthiness from all the lies and all the fears and all the hiding out from things, from life. That is what I have to offer you for your consideration and for your testing. The theory being that every time we tell a lie, every time we don't tell the truth, it erodes our integrity and our self-esteem. Every single time. Every lie, no matter how big or small. Try it. Try to look at the areas where you're not telling the absolute truth. And this gets ugly, man. I mean, this gets scary, it gets dirty, it gets messy, it gets dark, and there are things we just don't want to say. We think we'll die. We literally think we'll die if we say this or that. But that's how I've been able to find freedom. And that's how I've been able to attain a state that doesn't last all the time, and it comes and goes, but it's happening more often for me, and it's happening more consistently and for longer periods of time because I've gone down several layers of telling the truth. And I've faced a lot of fears and a lot of darkness inside from telling those truths, all the way from stealing to feelings of male inadequacy, feeling inadequate during sex, feeling inadequate with women, feeling inadequate with life, feeling ugly, feeling like a loser, and feeling weak and intimidated a lot. There's a lot of layers that I've managed to be able to burn through and to regain my strength, like regather the parts of myself to be more whole, because I've let go of a lot of lies. I've cleaned myself out of a lot of lies and deception. So when I'm feeling that connection and it's really buzzing through me and I'm feeling full of it, there just is no problem, because I've tapped into that place that the yogis and mystics have talked about and have tantalized us laymen with, but most people can't attain that, or they'll go attain it by taking a week-long retreat and going through some process, and then all of a sudden they feel enlightened, or they feel that sense of love, self-love and connection for a short amount of time, but then it goes away. Well, it goes away because the lies continue. There's lies inside, or untold things, or things that we've been shied away from, that are still there, that are still dampening the connection or blocking the connection. So this has been a long process for me, and the process still continues. And there's a lot more than can be said about it in one particular email response. And I'm finding that as I'm experimenting with this format, I really like face-to-face talking. I really like talking with someone where there can be interaction of energy, because really I'm just throwing out my experience at you, and then you throw your experience back to me, and it's hard to blend energies, and it works best in real time. So then I can get to where you're coming from, and I can ask you questions to clear up misconceptions, because I'm hearing you and assigning my own meaning to your words, because your words might mean something different to me, and my words might mean something different to you. So it's hard to have a dialogue where we can clean up misconceptions and kind of get on the same page and then make some progress. So anyway, it'd be nice to be able to do that with you, because I'm enjoying the dialogue, and I do get it that you've got a lot of frustration and a lot of pain going on right now, and I want to hopefully give some piece to you from my experience that might help you to make some headway on that.